thank all those who made this work possible, beginning with our administrator who gave us this task and encouraged us for months now to finish this. I also thank in a very special way my parents who have been very helpful in pushing me to be the best that I can be. Thank you also to my classmates, my friends, those who have been there for me throughout the period of this work. The Federation of Nigeria was granted independence on the 1st of October 1960 with a constitution that provided for a parliamentary system of government and a substantial measure of self-governance with three regions. Upon independence, it was widely expected that Sir Ahmed Bello, the strong man in the north, become the prime minister, but he chose instead to remain as premier in the north, selecting Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa and Hausa man to become the prime minister, while he remained as premier of the north, and Nnamdi Azikiwe became the head of state. On the 1st of October 1963, Nigeria declared itself the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From the very beginning, Nigeria's ethnic and religious tensions were magnified by the economic and educational disparities between the North and the South. The 1965 general elections produced a major realignment of politics and a widely disputed result that set this country on the path to civil rule. Why did the first republic fail? There are three major reasons why the first republic failed. Number one, regionalism. Regionalism was the basis for divisive politics. Regional politicians pursued exclusively their own ethnic agenda. There was no unity, and this was a threat to the unity of the federation. Second, the bribery and corruption. Public officials and top army officials saw their offices as way to enrich themselves. They demanded bribes and collected 10% gratification from contractors. Public servants also saw their offices as gold mines. Thirdly, the electoral malpractice experienced in 1965 elections and the census result of 1963. The widely rejected election result of 1965 and the inflated census result of 1963, which was rejected by the eastern and midwestern region, was another reason for the fall of the First Republic. These and many other reasons led to the military intervention of January 15, 1966. Chapter 1: The First Military Coup. In August 1965, a group of young majors led by Major Emmanuel Efiajuna began plotting a coup against incumbent Prime Minister Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. On January 15, 1966, a group of officers led by Major Kaduna Chukwuma Ezeogu and Major Emmanuel Efiajuna began a coup, killing 22 people, including the Prime Minister, the Premier of the North, and other top army officials and politicians, before they were eventually subdued. The president was out of the country, and general officer commanding the Nigerian army, Major General Agu Ironsi, compelled acting president, Senate President Nwafọ Orizu, hand over the government to him, and thus began Nigeria's first 13 years of military rule. Chapter 1: The Administration of Agu Ironsi. Agu Ironsi inherited a Nigeria deeply fractured by ethnic and religious tensions. The fact that he refused to punish the coup plotters and the fact that most of the high-profile victims of the first coup were of northern ethnicity made the North to believe that it was an ethnic coup. In the short tenure of our 194 days, we promulgated a raft of decrees, including the controversial unification decree aimed at unifying Nigeria into a unity state. Chapter 2: The Second Military Coup. The July counter coup, also known as the July Remarch, was the second of many Nigerian military coups. The coup was led by Lieutenant Colonel Murtala Mohammed and many other northern officers. The coup began at roughly midnight on July 28, 1966, with the abduction of the head of state, Major General Agu Ironsi, who was on a nationwide tour in Ibadan, together with his host, Lieutenant Colonel Adekunle Fatuyi. Their bodies were later discovered the following day. The coup conspirators appointed Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon as head of state. Reasons given for the coup included the murder of high-profile northern politicians and army officers in the first coup, the promotion of many Igbo majors to lieutenant colonel, and the passage of the unification decree amidst others. Administration of Yakubu Gowon. In anticipation of Eastern succession, Gowon moved to weaken the regions based the creation of 12 states. But the massacres of Igbo in the north made the Igbo separatists to create their own nation of Biafra the following year, on May 30, 1967. Less than 2 months after Biafra declared its independence, on July 6, 1967, Nigeria declared a full-blown invasion of Biafra. This turned out to be a 3-year bloody conflict, the death toll of 1 million. An estimated 3,000 to 5,000 people died daily due to starvation from the naval blockade. In fact, starvation made the International Red Cross to declare Biafra a gravest emergency since the Second World War. On January 17, 1970, Biafra surrendered after his commanding officer, General Chukwuemeka Odumegwu fled to Cote d'Ivoire. After the Civil War, Gowon promulgated the Indigenization Decree of 1972, and on October 1st, 1974, in contradiction to his earlier promise, he declared that Nigeria will not be ready for civil rule by 1976. Chapter 3: The Third Military Coup. The third military coup was a bloodless military coup led by Brigadier Murtala Muhammed. At the time of the coup, Gowon was attending the 12th summit of the Organization of African Unity in Kampala, Uganda, when the coup plotters took over the country and appointed Brigadier Murtala Muhammed as head of state and Brigadier Olusegun Obasanjo as his deputy. The administration of Murtala Muhammed. In his own short tenure of about 199 days, Murtala dismissed thousands of civil workers without benefit, executed an ex-military governor for gross misconduct, and began plans for the creation of a new federal capital territory. He also took over the nation's two leading newspapers and the remaining state-run universities. On February 3, 1976, Murtala created 7 new states, bringing the total number of states in Nigeria to 19. Chapter 4: The Fourth Military Coup. The fourth military coup attempt was made on February 13, 1976, when a faction of soldiers led by Lieutenant Colonel Bukasuka Mtinka attempted to overthrow the government of Murtala Muhammed. Muhammed was assassinated together with his aide-de-camp, Lieutenant Colonel Akinsewa Akintunde, en route to the Idan barracks before the coup plotters were eventually subdued. Ninka was caught on March 6 and on May 6 that year sentenced to firing squad by a court martial. Reasons given for the coup by the included indecision, arrest and trial without decision, maladministration and weakness on the part of Mohammed. Rightfully, after the death of Murtala Mohammed, his deputy Brigadier Olusegun Obasanjo became head of state. The administration of Olusegun Obasanjo. Olusegun Obasanjo, in his own tenure, reduced government expenditure to insist while spending more on housing, accommodation, agriculture, and education. He also promulgated, on March 1976, he promulgated the Land Use Decree, and also in 1976, he promulgated the Primary School Act. On March 1978, he declared Operation Feed the Nation. He also hosted the World African Black and Cultural Act, despite the fact that many said it was expensive. But the height of Olusegun's administration was when he decided to return the country back to civilian rule in the conduct of elections, which was won by Alhaji Shehu Shagari, and thus ended Nigeria's 13 years of military rule. Conclusion: today we celebrate the independence of our country, Nigeria, but we are here today because of our past. We are here today because of our history. We are here today because of what we have experienced. We should learn from our past mistakes, from the times we governed, and I believe that if the leaders should look at Nigeria's past and learn their mistakes, Nigeria becomes a better country. Thank you.
Wow! Let's put our hands together for our very own. Put your hands together. Is your hands telling you? Wow! That's so brilliant. You see, as we are saying, there are lots more to be experienced. This is just a tip of an iceberg. We have more presentation. Please, let's put our hands together for our students again. Yes, we should be proud of ourselves. Domus Mariae College